Alright, I'm Wayward, and this is Grey Goo. We have a 1 versus 1 here. DotDash as humans versus AndreB as the beta on Secret Garden, which is one of the newer maps, although they've recently released a new map pack, which I haven't gotten a chance to see yet. But this is actually from the last patch, I believe. This is not going to include the most recent round of updates, so keep that in mind. Game is taking a little while to load. Let's be patient. Secret Garden is actually one of my favorite new maps. It's got a lot of interesting terrain features. I think it's pretty well designed. It's a little on the small side, so not great for Goo. Alright, here we go. In the top right corner, in the red trunks, we have DotDash as our human player, and in the bottom left, in the red trunks, we have AndreB as our beta. AndreB has opted to go double refinery, and DotDash was double refinery as well. It's a pretty standard open for human versus beta. It's good to get that little boost of eco right in the beginning. These matches tend to be a little more sedate than versus Goo matches because you don't have to worry about your opponent doing those crazy multiple expands. You know, if you don't harass the Goo right off the bat, they can just get this out of control economy. A pretty typical early game scouting going on. It looks like DotDash got his scout out a little faster. He sees what his opponent's doing. He's got that double refinery, knows he's safe, and of course, AndreB is in the same spot. He knows he's just got those 2 refineries. So not too much going on right now, just kind of waiting for things to finish up. We've done a little bit of shuffling here, so got some extra conduit crosses. That's not my favorite thing, not my favorite human feature there, that teleporting buildings leave conduit crosses behind. I get it. It's kind of necessary in some cases, but it's a little frustrating. AndreB has gone now double factory. In the new patch, you can build a... Oh, I just opted to not get that second factory. In the new patch, you'll be able to build a hangar right after your first refinery to kind of open up the beta early game a little bit, which I do like. And the human player has gone for a 3rd refinery before factory, which is interesting but not really uncommon. Yeah, he sold that. 4 refineries, that's a little more uncommon, I think. He's really banking on being able to get out, really banking on being able to get out units very quickly after this is all up. You see he's very much stalled himself out if we open up our refinery tab. Our resources tab. It's actually slightly in favor of our beta player because he hasn't stalled its economy out. And DotDash now has got 3 factories on the table. I think he's overextending himself a little bit, but yeah, he knows what he's doing, I suppose, being a master of the game. AndreB has a sneaky little expansion. I love seeing this. This is one of my favorite things that betas do. It's the beta proxy. It's got a great location here. Blocked by these trees, blocked by this high terrain. DotDash would have to he'd have to come up here to have any chance of seeing this. And of course, he has no units at this point, except for this scout up here, who's going to be taken out by the stalker, possibly. So AndreB is getting some wall segments, and he's going to populate them with commandos. Oh, he's actually walled DotDash inside his base. That's beautiful. I love this. Because, of course, in Secret Garden, you do have these extra ways in and out of your base. You have this one up here on the plateau, and this one down here as a kind of a secondary path. But there's really only one way out of your base, and AndreB has built a wall, the only exit to his opponent's base. So DotDash is doing pretty much the only thing he can do. He is getting up on these hills and is going to try to slowly take these walls down. Of course, walls have 1,000 hit points. And interesting to note, in the new patch, wall segments currently in this patch, if a wall segment dies, the unit in that wall dies as well. And they've updated, I think rightfully, to have the unit survive the death of the wall segment. So DotDash is in a very bad position. He's going to mine himself out in his own base, and he's got a lot of uphill battle to take out this beautiful wall in. And AndreB is just sitting pretty now. He's got, how many factories does he have, in fact? He has 4 factories. His opponent has 3. Down here, he's only got these 2 refineries, but he's getting a 3rd, so his opponent does have more refineries. The human has a slightly better resource count. No one's getting any upgrades yet, but right now AndreB is in a very commanding position, and he's opening up this path in order to get into his opponent's base and take him out. Of course, if we go to the units tab, the army sizes definitely favor Andre at this point. So DotDash has taken out the wall. He's in not an awful position. He's got 15 units out. He's got the defender's advantage of being able to get units from right here. Very attachment, very nice. So let's see. AndreB is fighting up a cliff, but unlike in StarCraft, you only have to be at the bottom of the cliff, of the ramp, to see up the cliff. Looks like this battle is definitely going to favor Andre. 9 units to 12, still there with the defender's advantage and the human turret advantage, although he's not building any turrets. He's got 1 now. He's got a sentinel coming down. Artillery, air, tank, very nice. Okay, so that sentinel goes down, since buildings do actually take double damage. I've seen human players come back from this, but this is definitely not a position you want to be in. Let's see. Well, let's not leave the fight. Okay, so AndreB's force is going to get cleaned up nicely. Can you guys still see my cursor? I can't see my cursor. It's interesting. My cursor is kirked. Cursor is kirked. Oh, now it's back. Okay, so now we've got a 5th refinery coming down and a 4th factory for DotDash. This is an ugly base layout. Humans really have to be careful on this map to... the little middle finger there to his opponent. So DotDash is really rapidly mining himself out here. He's getting a forward extractor. Got two refineries down for Andre. So let's talk, while we have a little bit of economic build-up time, about the design of this map. After noting that both players are going to be pursuing air tech, air attachment for DotDash, and we've got 2 hangars and an air attachment for Andre. So let's talk briefly about this map. One of the things I like most about Secret Garden is, in almost every case, let me turn this on, you have this, your extraction points are connected. So this is a single vein of catalyst. It's a single pool of resources. This, all along here, is a single pool of resources. Here, it's a single pool of resources that are shared by these multiple extraction points. And they're dispersed enough that, at least in theory, you could have opponents sharing the same pool of resources. I think that's one of the most interesting design concepts in all of Grey Goo. And it's normally underutilized. So I think that this is a very well-designed map in that regard. Not a lot of use of bushes. I don't think it's needed. It's an interesting idea. It's a slight evolution of what you see in StarCraft or League of Legends, since air units can't see into this. But I think far and above, the resource system in Grey Goo is the most interesting aspect. So we've got, let's go to our unit tab. We've got 2 warbirds. Where are they? They're hiding somewhere. Out for Andre, and we have actually a scythe and a monitor out for, let's see if we can find them, for DotDash. And DotDash is getting longbows, which is an anti-air unit. I think important. Air is very powerful in this game. It's limited in many respects. Okay, so we've got DotDash getting a scout out. He sees his opponent's going air. He sees these factories coming in. And knows what his opponent's doing. At least generally. He does not know, of course, that his opponent has an army in there, but it's a safe bet. Let's go back to all players. Okay, so we have a little positioning here. We've got some warbirds coming in. Little do they know that there are longbows here. Nice little longbow force back here. And this trade-off is going very much in DotDash's favor. AndreB's got to pull back here. And AndreB, I think, has significantly the smaller force. Yeah, it's about half the size of his opponent. So he's in a bad position, although he does have this brush here, and attacking into brush is not the best idea. Both players are researching tech, aircraft repair for DotDash, which will automatically repair his air units over time as they're docked in these air pads. Another little combat going on. Bad angle for Andre for the beta. And those longbows in that side are gonna handily chase off the warbird. DotDash has pushed his opponent off of his resource expansion, and human player is doing a little better still than his opponent. Not hugely overpowering, like you can see in goo matches where the goo player isn't harassed. Another lost beta air unit. We're getting closer in unit counts. Andre is still definitely behind. This was cleaned up at some point, this expansion over here. So Andre is more or less stuck in his base. He's mined himself out, actually. And I say mined himself out, but I really mean he stalled out his economy. Some scythe harassment going on over here. We don't have any cloud bursts, which is the beta anti-air unit. I think there's some in production. No, there's one. There's one out there somewhere. We have hailstorms, which are artillery, which I think is actually a really good idea. Area damage is very important in this game. Look at the cost. You've got some hailstorms coming out now, but the advantage, the numbers advantage is overwhelming for DotDash right now. So, and now DotDash has the brush, which is bad news bears for Andre, who is now confined to his base because he hasn't bothered to open up these alternate paths yet. DotDash has a nice soft contain going on here. He's going to take out another extractor to further limit his opponent's income. DotDash pushing in. He's going to lose this. This isn't too much, but got a nice commanding position here from DotDash. Right here, you see the beta scout has an ability that gives sight of the enemy. Let's actually show you. So very, very intelligently, DotDash is moving those out because what he's trying to do is get vision into this brush. So very smart by DotDash moving out like that. A lot of idle units over here could really be involved in this fracas. So AndreB is in a very, very bad position. Got some wall segments going down. That's a very good plan. I'm not sure if hailstorms can mount onto a wall. Still almost twice the numbers there for now for our human player, though he is pulling back this small wounded attack force in favor of this fresh one that had recently been idle. And now Andre is back in possession of the brush, and he's got artillery, which is an advantage. He knows exactly where his opponent's forces are. Hailstorms are a good solid unit. They're not as interesting, I think, as the human's howitzer, and they're not as outright devastating as the Crescent, but they're a nice solid unit. So we got a little more positioning going on, a little more scouting over here by the beta player. Going to try to take out isolated units like that trident there. Okay, so got ourselves a nice little standoff. Although it's quite the army from DotDash. He's in a very powerful position. I think he's going to try to come around here and sneak in from the side, while Andre is just guarding that front door. So Andre does not know anything about the position of his opponent right now, and DotDash, he's got his monitor over here. Let's go back to the research tab. Okay, so we've got, I think that's a good one. I always like to have options with my units. Units in this game can be very kind of single purpose, and the ground battery upgrade, which allows longbows to attack ground, makes them more useful, so more generally useful. Got that explosive beacon, which when the Stratus beacon expires, that scout beacon that I showed you earlier, it deals damage to the unit and surrounding units. And we've got the repair upgrade, which means basic human attack units repair themselves over time when not in combat. I don't want to slur my words too much. Okay, nice, beautiful concave here by DotDash. He's got units all around his opponent. I think he's given up. I think maybe he's just prepared if his opponent pushes out. But he's got a beautiful concave here, and his opponent Andre is in this little ball. Look at that! It's like it's like a trap closing. Oh, the hailstorms advantage much negated, and that huge army of sides there just melting everything in its path. In its tab, 63 to 17. We even had a force over here. Andre quits. That was quite a game. Had a very interesting start. And look, DotDash was trying to push out over here. A very compact base layout. He ended up having 2 large factories, and let's see how many small factories he had. 6 small factories. So, very well done, I think, by both players. Andre had that very aggressive opening, just failed to capitalize on it. DotDash's really aggressive early refinery play definitely paid off for him because his economy just kicked into overdrive. In fact, let's check. It ended up being 9 refineries to, where is it, 7. So not a huge resource advantage, but Andre was just pressed and pressed. I think that was a very solid game. All right. I will see you guys next time. I'm actually not done. I just